Hello, welcome to Red Book Joy. Today I want to recommend Stanley Tucci's book, Taste My Life Through Food. If you're new to the channel, I am Jack, and if you're not new, welcome back. And today I'm recommending Stanley Tucci's book because I don't feel it's fine, like reviewing a memoir, an autobiography, or rating it in some way always feels a little bit wrong to me because it's that person's life. But I am going to recommend this book if you like food memoirs, if you like food writing, if you enjoy food in general, and if you like Stanley Tucci at all, then you will really like this book. I have heard other people say that they didn't necessarily get along with it because of the sort of recipes within it and the real focus on food. But if you know going in that it really is a love letter to all of the food that has enhanced his life and connected him with people and places and memories, then you will enjoy this book. If you like his kind of dry wit and sardonic kind of style, Stanley Tucci is a classy man. He really, really is. I find him just so utterly charming. I watched his show where he goes around Italy and explores the different regions of Italy, and me and my partner and my family have all watched that and absolutely adored it because we've been fans of his films for years, and then just to see him going around Italy, just being really charming, enjoying all the food and just bringing his sort of enthusiasm for the country, for the people, for the history and everything and the culture, because he is Italian American. It's just delightful. It's a delightful programme. So if you haven't watched that, I would watch that. It's over on the BBC. Stanley Tucci lives in London with his wife, Felicity Blunt, who is sister to Emily Blunt. So Stanley Tucci was in The Devil Wears Prada with Emily Blunt. They became friends and he went to her wedding and he met his second wife, Felicity Blunt, there. And they make a really adorable couple within the TV show that they do because she features in it, and so do his adorable parents who are in their 80s. And they're travelling with him to Italy. So it's a really lovely programme and I'd highly recommend it. And in the book, we start off with his earliest memories of food and his memories of growing up in Westchester in New York and the importance that his family placed on food and what that meant as Italian immigrants in America. Grandparents had come over from Italy, and he talks about how the Italians who settled in America, because they come from Italy and Italy was such a poor country, they often basically recreated these little almost small holdings with raising animals and growing plants, growing vegetables for food, and making sure that like their families were well fed with really good food and good produce and stuff like that. So it was really important to them to continue on with that because they went to America to improve the lives of their families and their children and their prospects, but they carried on that sort of ingrained need to have control over the quality of the food on their tables. So that's explored an awful lot in here, and I really enjoyed those chapters. And then he talks about his life in New York as a young actor and the different places and the foods he discovered there, and then the foods he's discovered on his travels and so on and so forth. So you get the idea. And in between, interspersed with all of this, he's got these little stories about his family or his like little conversations between his parents, and he sort of scripts them out and acts them out. And I listened to the audiobook as well, and it was really, really fabulous. So I'm gushing about this book because I just found it informative, but also it made me so hungry for all of the food that he talks about, because I love nothing better than good food descriptions. And if you want some really excellent descriptions of food, then this is the book for you. And I think it taught me an awful lot about how, if I were to write about food, how I would describe it, and how I would make it seem so enhancing and enticing. So yeah, really love this book. If you like food memoir, if you like Stanley Tucci, and he quite unashamedly name drops quite a lot of people, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to do that throughout the book, so don't worry, but he just does it in a sort of tongue-in-cheek, charming kind of way. So yeah, highly recommend Stanley Tucci's Taste. Have you read it? If you have read it, leave me a comment below. What did you think about it? If you haven't read it, do you fancy reading it? Yeah, lots of love for Stanley Tucci over here. See you again soon. Bye. Editing Jack here. I don't know why I didn't mention this, but this is also a survival memoir of cancer. Very small part of the book, but it's a huge part of his life. And towards the end of the book, we hear about his battle with cancer. So I just thought I'd mention it here because I know a lot of people would want to know that ahead of reading the book.